We're back with another transfer episode, and a lot has happened in the past 24 to 48 hours since our last video. Things are moving quick and fast ahead of the season ending and also before the World Cup starts. But we're starting with the biggest news to have rocked the Premier League in the past 24 hours. And of course, Pep Guardiola is finally leaving Manchester City after 10 trophy-laden years at the club. And there's also official reports that Enzo Maresca has agreed a deal to become the next Manchester City manager. Victor, rate this appointment out of 10 and why?
I'll go with an 8. I think it's a very good move. They're bringing in someone who's familiar with the club already, familiar with Pep's methods, which is also quite important to make the transition. I think this league title drought might go on a bit then for City. Now not getting it 2 years in a row, which by the way, first time in Guardiola's career that he doesn't get the league title 2 years in a row. So if that happens with Maresca, I think they will go at least one more year without the Prem title. But in the long run, I think it's a very good move.
Max, your take on this one?
I'll probably go with 9.5, simply because you don't see any other manager that can join City and succeed better than Maresca at the moment, because as you mentioned, he's familiar with club players, he worked with them, and he's also a decent manager, because what he's done with Chelsea, now we see how poor Chelsea doing after he left. They can't even make Europe while he won the Club World Cup, he made UCLs and won the Conference League. I mean, I just simply can't see the better manager available, at least at the moment, so I feel like at this particular moment, it's the best outcome for them.
You're in a good mood, far more generous than I am with your rating.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyways, moving away from Pep and Manchester City, we go over to Arsenal and Manchester United. Still with you, Victor. Both clubs have been informed that Sandro Tonali would cost £80 million if he is to leave Newcastle this summer. And with no European football for Newcastle, they might need to balance the books, and selling a player like Tonali might make sense. But the question is that price a bit too much or just about right for the midfielder considering the market?
I mean, in today's market, it's probably not that inflated. However, and I know I might be in the minority here, but I don't really get the hype about Tonali. Like, yes, he's good. I'm not denying that. He's quite good. But he's not as good as he's made out to be. Let's look at Arsenal. Okay, so there's Arsenal and Man United that are linked with him. Arsenal. Is he better than Rice? Hell no. Zubimendi? Okay, maybe roughly the same level, but I would say Zubimendi has a little bit extra. Norgard, I would say no. Because if Norgard had more playing time and would be back to his usual best that we saw at Brentford, I don't think Tonali is on his level. Man United, okay, they have a couple of midfielders where I could say, fine, Tonali is better. But is he, let's spend 80 million better? No, not to me. In terms of Newcastle midfielders, 80 million would sound about right for someone like Guimaraes. As for Tonali, 50 to 60 is a bit more realistic.
Yeah, I think I actually agree with Victor there. But anyways, moving away from Tonali, over to you, Max. Manchester City are prepared to let Mateo Kovacic leave this summer, and they are inviting offers in excess of £13 million for the 32-year-old. Is this the right decision from the club?
I mean, if you can get at least something out of this transfer, it would be decent, because he played like 150 minutes total this season in all competitions. Also, he has only 1 year in contract. He's 33, as you mentioned. I just feel like club is not willing to actually even let him play next season. So if you can sell him and get at least 10 or 15 mil, yeah, it's surely a good deal. So I would say, yeah, just let him leave. Try to find the best place for him and get some money and move on.
Yeah, fair enough. And then, Victor, back to Manchester United. The Red Devils are closely monitoring Federico Valverde's situation at Real Madrid and are looking to exploit the recent dressing room tensions at the Bernabeu. Do you see the possibility of a move happening here?
First of all, this is a player that should be on any top side's radar. I mean, the quality has been plain for everyone to see for years, as opposed to Tonali. Unless there's an attitude problem, which even after the whole saga with Chouameni, I don't really think that's the case. Absolutely, United should go for him. Real seem keen to sell because they seem to be out of their minds. And that might mean a deal for a price that would have been hard to imagine a couple of seasons ago. Test the waters with a bid of 50 million, see where that takes you, and go for it.
Yeah, fair enough. And then, Max, we go to Liverpool. Bradley Barcola could be allowed to leave PSG this summer if the right offer arrives. And it's been reported that Liverpool are ready to spend big for a winger, and the winger is also more open to a Premier League move and also a move to Liverpool than he was in 2025. But do Liverpool actually need a winger like Barcola?
I mean, they surely need both left and right wingers because I feel like Gakpo proved that he's not on the same level as Liverpool at the moment, and I feel like maybe you can let Rio start, but I mean, if you're willing to fight for the title, it feels like 17-year-old as your starter left winger doesn't really fit, at least at the moment. So I'd probably say, yeah, they need left winger, but is it really gonna be a Barcola move? Because I feel like they're gonna ask for 100 mil at least, maybe 90, but for pretty much the same amount or maybe even less, you can get, for example, Gordon, that is prem proven, and he's also in pretty same age at the moment. So I feel like this is not the best option, but if there's nothing else, yeah, go for it because it's still gonna be a huge upgrade for Gakpo.
Wow, interesting. And then Victor, back to you. Everton are considering a move for Conor Gallagher if Tottenham suffer relegation this season, and David Moyes is also considering the idea of a loan move for Liam Delap with an option to buy. What are your thoughts on these transfer links?
Starting with Gallagher, I don't think he's going anywhere, even if they get relegated, which, by the way, is quite unlikely at this stage. He's a London boy through and through. Yes, he's been out on loan with Swansea and West Brom while still at Chelsea. And even when he left them for good, he went to another capital city. He always strikes me as a bit posh to be going to Merseyside. I don't think this one's happening. As for Liam Delap, yes, this one would make sense. It's clear he's not good enough for Chelsea. It was clear to everyone from the start, but yeah, Chelsea are Chelsea. And Everton are a club where there's less pressure, especially since they won't be making Europe. I think he has a shot to succeed there, but he still needs to keep in mind that he would be a backup because Beto should be starting every important game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. And these are obviously some of the best trending transfer news surrounding Premier League sides. And going by the look of things, a lot is set to happen within the next coming days. And as usual, we'll be sure to bring all the latest updates as they happen.